Since the start of this year 2020, countries around the world have been at the war front against COVID-19, the new coronavirus. The pandemic spreads everywhere at the speed of light, dreadful like lightning, regardless of the size or fortune of the people. In this passage, tens of thousands have died. Faced with the health threat, which imposes the wearing of masks, regular washing of hands, restrictions on population movement, the slowdown in economic activity, governments are faced with the obligation of having to choose between two risks, either the collapse of public health or economic depression. Under other skies, the dilemma still arises with violent acuity. Having consecrated the centrality of man in any idea of development, the Cameroonian public authorities have opted for a methodical approach carried by a realistic vision in the implementation of measures to protect the health of Cameroonians. What good would it have been to try to preserve economic potential with a population in poor health, even dying, subjected to the test of temporality and functionality? This anthropocentric preference deserves to be welcome because, after all, the situation of material well-being cannot be reached and can only be sufficiently appreciated by a healthy people. The prescription of individual and collective hygiene measures, the complete and free care of the public treasury, of people quarantined and those admitted in hospitals, the census and the shelter of our children in need of family security should be understood as falling within this philosophy of sacralization of the human person. However, the efficiency of the multitude of energies thus deployed for the needs of the cause remains entirely dependent on the cohesion of all citizens. Now that our national conscience is once again under pressure, it is up to us to demonstrate once again the strength of our patriotism. All citizens, in fact, contribute to the defense of the fatherland. This duty, which is first of all moral before being constitutional, invites nothing other than popular defense against the coronavirus. With the prospect of the peak of the pandemic coming in the next few days or weeks, the fight against COVID-19 will be long, which will require exceptional resistance from us. Resistance and not resignation, cohesion and not dispersion. The fun of this indomitable spirit is as much in the self-discipline of each and every one, faith in a community of destinies as in confidence in our institutions. Each precautionary gesture outlined, each barrier measure observed will be a stone brought in echo to the erection of the formidable protective wall that we must oppose to coronavirus, because our health security depends on us and only on us. So when the pandemic has passed, when the dismissal spectre of the vanquished to hear our protesters of today exclaim, "Impossible is not Cameroonian." While waiting for this moment of pride that we want eminent, all against the enemy, stop to COVID-19.